because I love it so much. And it concerns a daycare center in Israel that was being troubled because parents were coming late to pick up their kids. They just couldn't tear themselves away from the incredibly interesting work they were doing. So, there was a temptation. You exhort the parents, come on time. It's disrespectful. They were still coming late. There's a temptation to close the center up and just leave kids sitting on the street. But somehow the director thought that that was inhumane. And so he figured the only way to get these people to show up when they should is to make it cost them to come late. So he introduced fines, lateness fines. They were roughly the equivalent of a parking ticket. And guess what happened when parents were fined for coming late? They didn't get angry. More people came late. Not because it was a price. You said it was a fine. I think it's a price. It's a price worth paying. Is it worth $15 for me to spend another half hour in the office? Damn right it is. And so month after month went by with these fines in place, and the curve of lateness kept going up and up and up, and finally, in despair, the director of the daycare center discontinued the fines. And now what do you think happened to lateness? Got even higher, because now it was a better deal. Here's the important thing to know. Now, could you have come up with a fine that would have worked? Of course. 10 years in prison for coming 10 minutes late, that would probably get people that would focus the mind. But reasonable penalties didn't work. And here was the logic behind the imposition of penalties. People already have one reason to come on time. They have an obligation. They have a responsibility, a moral and social responsibility. Let's give them that apparently isn't strong enough. Let's give them a second reason. Now it'll cost them. 2 reasons to do something have to be stronger than 1. Yes? Well, no, because what happens is that the second reason completely undermines the first. Coming on time loses any moral content at all. It is simply a matter of cost-benefit calculation. And then, once that seems to have happened, it looks like it permanently eliminates the social and moral sanctions on showing up on time to pick up your kid, because when you eliminate the fines, it's not like your sense of obligation perks back up. It seems like you have transformed parental behavior and the motivation behind it so that it has become now just about what's in my best interest. What am I willing to pay? And that's a disaster.